Okay, what is dyslexia? Did you know that 5 to 15% of Americans are living with dyslexia? Dyslexia is a learning disability that affects the reading, writing, and processing math. George Burns said for me the toughest thing about living with dyslexia is how to spell it. Dyslexia is mostly found in children. However, it can last their lifetime. There are different types of dyslexia. There's a phonological dyslexia, which makes it hard for children to recognize the sound in words and blend those sounds into specific words. There's surface dyslexia, which is the inability to read words that are spelled differently than most other words and the way they are pronounced. There's rapid automatic naming dyslexia, which doesn't happen for most children because it makes it hard for them to recognize letters and different numbers. Those are just a few of the different types of dyslexia. Most people with dyslexia struggle to some degree with the sounds and words. A child can develop dyslexia as early as 15 months when they start learning new sounds and new words. Dyslexia is passed through family lines, or there's through genetics mutations, and it's found more so in boys than it is in girls. There are some signs to look for in your children. Here are a few. If your children are preschool age, you're gonna notice a delayed speech, mixing up sounds or syllables within words, constant confusion with the left and the right, late establishing a dominant hand, difficulty learning to tie their shoes. Elementary age children, you're gonna look for letters. They get their letters and numbers confused, difficulty learning cursive, sloppy, choppy, writing, terrible spelling. Often can't remember sight words, they, their, I. Difficulty telling time with a clock. Trouble with math, memorizing multiplication tables. They dread going to school. A close relative with dyslexia is a biggest warning. High school aged and beyond, they have very limited vocabulary, still having difficulty with left and right. They dread writing papers. They may read a page 2 or 3 times before they can actually understand it. Again, terrible spelling. When you believe that a child is dyslexic, they need to be evaluated. What does it mean when they have to be evaluated? First, you have to get the diagnosis, which is one of the most important parts of dyslexia. And then you have to have intervention planning, which is a focused remedial program where they try to get the child to learn more things at a slower rate. And then of course it's the documentation where you have to document it that you believe that this child is dyslexic, and then they go to the doctor for a little bit more testing. Your takeaway from this speech is you need to be able to learn how to point out dyslexia. That affects more than just children. You will be able to point out specific signs of early childhood dyslexia, remembering that you can see signs of dyslexia as early as 15 months. Again, 15 months old, or when they first start making different sounds or learning new words. Your action will be learning how to help your child with dyslexia, whether it be helping them read or getting them to pronounce the specific words. They may get embarrassed, so try not to push them too hard, because if you push them too hard, again, they'll be embarrassed and they will no longer want to do it. Remember that dyslexia is not just letters and sounds. It also has to do with math problems, writing letters forwards and backwards, and getting them mixed up with the others. Okay, paint out to the crowd. Show yourself.